Backyard birding, but no need for binoculars. Great Lakes Ace is bringing the birds to you with 3 food and feeder combos to get you started this spring. Now we're gonna start with the feeder you might think of when you think backyard birding, and that's a tube feeder. Now, like its name says, there's a central tube and you'll load the loose bird seed right inside. There's a lot of ports and perches for your fine feathered friends to access that bountiful feast. And speaking of bountiful feasts, depending on which types of birds you'd like to attract to your yard, there's a Katy blend for everyone. Right here we've got the songbird blend that's really heavy on corn and sunflower seeds, and that's gonna be great for goldfinches and chickadees. And over here, this is the nut and fruit blend. You got some sunflower seeds and peanuts in here, great for cardinals and woodpeckers. And this one here is my favorite. The birders blend is a good all-around general bird seed for your backyard. When it comes to backyard birding, there really is an if you build it, they will come approach. Stay tuned to see what happened when I put just a little pile of bird seed out on my patio last year to get the ball rolling. When you're hanging your bird feeder, you want to make sure it's at least 18 inches off the ground and 18 inches away from any sort of limb or tree. Next, we're going to talk about suet feeders. Number 1, what is suet? Well, suet is all that good bird seed and all those birdly delights encased in fat, so that it's a lot less messy, and all of that fat provides a lot of energy for birds, especially in the colder months. Now, why the colder months? Well, not only do birds need that energy, but also if you use suet feeders in the summertime, some of those suet cakes can melt, and that can be a big old mess. So we stick to these usually in the colder weather, although if you can find a nice no-melt suet cake, you're still in business. The cool thing about suet cakes is they come in tons of different varieties and there's no mess. You know, I'm gonna start here with this peanut crunch because that sounds delicious to me. It sounds tasty to me. Maybe it'll be tasty to my birds. You'll load it into your suet cage, close it up, and then you're gonna wanna hang it at least 5 feet off the ground. Up against a tree is preferable. Now I want to introduce you to the hummingbird feeder. I don't know about you, but I still feel like every time I see a hummingbird, it's like seeing a unicorn. Like, they're just so magical and so special, and I love getting them in my yard. So the interesting thing about a hummingbird feeder is that you have to fill it with hummingbird nectar. You can absolutely make your own in your kitchen, but this perky pet has made it really easy for you by having it all ready to go in a bottle. So all you do is open up your hummingbird feeder. I gave mine a good rinse earlier in the day. And fill her up. The thing to really keep in mind is that you need to empty out and change your nectar every 2 to 3 days in the warmer months. In the cooler months, maybe once a week. But this nectar is prone to bacteria and mold, and that's not good for your little hummingbirds. Something else to keep in mind when choosing the perfect spot for your hummingbird feeder is make sure it's at least 8 feet away from windows, and also make sure it's kind of close to a shrub or a tree. That way, if your hummingbirds sense any danger, they can dip out to safety. Let Great Lakes Ace help you plan your garden and backyard space with birding in mind.